The April Fool's updates of Dynamic Ship Simulator 3 were the longest running tradition in the game. For 4 years, 2019 to 2022, the 1st of April brought some new silly addition to the game. And in this video, I will be going over every one of these updates, as well as touring the ships that came in them. With that being said, let's start where it all began. On April 1st, 2019, the first April Fool's ship was added. It should be noted that this was not officially an update, but rather simply an addition of a ship to the game. The first April Fool's ship to be added was the Thanos boat, and it could be purchased for 1,000 Robux. This game pass is tied with two of the other April Fool's game passes as the most expensive pass to ever be for sale in DSS3. The Thanos boat had actually been a meme within the community for many months before April 1st, with the community as well as developers talking about it starting all the way back in late 2018. Before the addition of the real Thanos boat, there was even a fake Thanos boat that showed up on December 12th, 2018, which was just a recolored Skjold. But when April Fool's Day of 2019 came around, it was officially added. To put it simply, the Thanos boat is a recolored version of the Skjold. However, it is actually one tier higher than the normal Skjold, meaning it has slightly more health. All PvP stats are the exact same as the Skjold. The Thanos boat is entirely purple, except for the gun, which is gold. In a few different places, the word Thanos can be seen plastered on the side. Although this was the smallest April Fool's update, I would say it added arguably one of the most famous April Fool's ships to the game. The next April Fool's update was in 2020. This one is a bit more special in a sense because unlike every other April Fool's update, this one was officially listed as an update, meaning it was actually given an update number. This update was update 36. This was also the first April Fool's ship pack, meaning it included more than one ship. This pack added the super battleship Skjold, Dragonfly, and Battle Tug. However, if you look at the changelog, you can also see that this is the day Bikini Bottom was added. The super battleship Skjold sees the removal of the superstructure and it being replaced by a ginormous turret. This turret is a very oversized version of the Panzerkampfwagen V Panther Ausfuji turret. The aft missiles have also been removed, and inside of where they were stored, you can instead find 54 large shells. The turret itself has its collisions turned off, and inside it is completely empty except for a truss that you can climb to enter the seat. Its top speed is roughly 20 knots slower than the normal Skjold's top speed, and it should go without saying, but the super battleship's gun is much more powerful. It has an ammo capacity of 30 shells, with each one doing 29% damage to a tier 3 ship and nearly 6% damage to a DZP or Ivor. However, it does have a very slow fire rate. The Dragonfly is very similar to the super battleship Skjold in terms of the changes it makes to the base ship, in this case the Osa class missile boat. Again, the Osa has had its superstructure removed and instead there is now a oversized T-34-85 tank turret. Again, this turret has its collisions turned off and there is nothing inside except for a truss that leads up to the seat. And when you sit down, you actually stick out of the cupola. Unlike the super battleship Skjold, the Dragonfly has the exact same speed as its real counterpart. The Dragonfly has 10 more rounds than the super battleship, however it does do slightly less damage. The gun does 24% damage to a tier 3 ship and 4.8% damage to a DZP or Ivor. The close-in weapon systems have also been removed on the Dragonfly. The last ship added in this update is the Battle Tug. Now something very interesting about this ship is that it was actually in the game over a year before the Ramparts 3200 class tug, the real non-April Fool's version. The Battle Tug is based on this image of the real-life Arvak class tugboat transporting a 76mm Automalera turret. It is important to note that the tug was simply transporting the turret and that it was not actually equipped with it. The Battle Tug has different colors from the Ramparts, sporting a gray color scheme, and of course there is a 76mm Automalera turret added in the aft, which replaces some of the deck space seen on the Ramparts. The only other small difference is that the Battle Tug does have slightly better collisions in the below deck interior spaces when compared to the Ramparts. The 2021 April Fool's pack brought another 3 ships, the Skjold, Visboa, and the Ithna class battleship. The Skjold is the 4th version of the Skjold class corvette, meaning that the Skjold has more variants than any other ship in the game. Now if you look closely, you may notice a slight change in the Skjold's length and armament. The ship is literally just an elongated version of the Skjold, and it is based off of this image. It has 7 76mm Autobretta super rapid multi-role cannons, 6 more than the normal Skjold. There is apparently even a version of the ship modeled with 13 turrets instead of 7 as seen in the original photo, though obviously this was not the version that ended up in the game. The guns are rather weak, but with the insane fire rate of all 7 combined, it can actually be quite deadly. Having 13 of these turrets all firing at once would only increase its power, and well, its name too, since every ul in the name is equivalent to 1 turret, hence the long name. The speed is decreased by nearly 30 knots from the normal Skjold, and it also has much worse handling. The second ship in this pack, Vizboa, is a Visby class corvette with one of the Iowa class battleship's main turrets. The Iowa's turret is what gives the ship its name, as it is a mix between Visby and Iowa, Vizboa. One pretty cool fun fact is that the Iowa turret on the Visby is the same one that was also found on the Iowa class battleship Exclusive. Excluding the turret, the Vizboa does also have multiple other exterior changes that are due to it using the Visby's prototype skin as the base. The Vizboa is slightly slower than the Visby, and the turret is very deadly. Each gun does 39% damage to a tier 3 ship and 6% damage to a DZP or Iver. This turret has 3 guns that all shoot at once. As to be expected though, the fire rate is quite slow. The last ship in this update was the Etna class battleship. Based off the Etna class offshore patrol vessel, the Etna class battleship improves the armament drastically. The thing about this ship is that it is unironically a massive improvement from its real counterpart in terms of PvP. Like the Thanos boat, the Etna class battleship had also been a joke within the community for a pretty long time, and although I couldn't find the original message, it does seem that the whole concept of this ship came from this photo of the Etna heavily modified by that player Adam, a staff member at the time. Replacing its 1 turret at the bow are 2 5-inch turrets with each one having 2 guns. These are again like the Vizboa taken off the Iowa class battleship model. In addition to the 2 at the bow, there is also 1 located at the stern. This battleship version also adds 8 Harpoon missiles and 6 torpedoes. Also on this day, a Triple E class Suezmax with an evergreen livery was placed inside of the Volyn Canal, mocking the Ever Given that had gotten stuck in the Suez Canal just days earlier. The livery was simply dark green with the words Evergreen on the side. Also on the stern, LOL could be found. This ship was spawned in every server, but was not able to be piloted by anyone. 2022 was the last year that there was an April Fool's update. On release, only one thing was added, the Human Torpedo. However, 1 ship would be added later. The Human Torpedo is the only April Fool's ship to be 100% unique, meaning that it is not just a modified version of some other ship already in the game. The Human Torpedo is a literal torpedo that you yourself are able to pilot. It has a high top speed of 42.6 knots and has a high maneuverability. It can also one-shot any ship in the game, causing a huge explosion in the process. This explosion will ultimately kill you if you do not jump out of the torpedo first. The Human Torpedo can also be one-shot by any gun in the game. Of course, it is able to go underwater, however there is no enclosed space. The torpedo has 2 total seats, both of which are exposed directly to the water. This means that while underwater, you will take damage. Because of this, the Human Torpedo is best used when paired with the Scuba Gear Game Pass, as it allows you to take far less damage. The Human Torpedo can be extremely deadly if it is not dealt with. Exactly 4 months later, 1 more ship was added to this year's April Fool's pack. This ship was the Vit class corvette. This ship is literally just the Visby, but without the flight deck. And it's based off of this image. Due to the lack of, well, half the ship, the torpedoes and depth charges are no longer available. All speed and PvP specifications otherwise are the exact same. Since April 1st, 2022 would be the last time there was a new April Fool's Game Pass, and the last time one would ever be for sale, all previous April Fool's Passes were put up for sale one last time. No further passes will ever be made, and they will never be put up for sale again. The 2022 April Fool's Pass marked the end to a 4-year tradition that brought many interesting and fun ships to the game. If you did enjoy this video, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated, and my Discord server is linked in the description for anyone who may be interested. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!